Thank you for that thumbs up. Whoever that is, I appreciate you. You hear the birds? You hear our birds? Several different birds. You can tell. So many different birds today. Most days, you can tell it's a lot, but they sound alike. Today, today they sound different. Hold on, guys. My shoes came loose. My shoestring came loose. Happy Thoughtful Thursday to you all. You've had a wonderful week. This is the what eve? The weekend's eve. So, to those of you Monday through Friday, you got one more day to go. For those who work half days on Friday, you have a half day to go till the weekend. And listen, start planning today. If you don't have plans already for the weekend, start planning your weekend today. And of course, if you're off on weekends, make sure you try to find some time to get in that me time, extra time for yourself. If you haven't been able to do that all week, now we encourage that every day over here in Lions Pride, that hopefully at some point throughout the day, even if you have a really busy schedule, work, kids, homework, housework, even if you're in between loads of laundry, take 10 to 15 minutes and just, if you want to watch TV, the news, a lot of people don't like to watch the news, but one thing about the news, whether you agree with the way they tell it, it's best to stay somewhat informed as you possibly can. Because I think a lot of times people are becoming so dependent on what they hear on these apps for news. And don't get me wrong, the apps have really, really good sources of news. A lot of the news that you won't get on mainstream media or mainstream news outlets. But sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't, because you have to think about when you're getting news off of an app, a lot of it is personal opinion oriented. A lot of it is personal opinion oriented. So, meaning there may be some facts in there, but people will also throw in their own opinions, which can, be converted into what we would think are facts. And the main news stream medias, they do that too. But if the president, for instance, or your governor or your mayor is having a press conference, the best place to get it is your local news or your state news or national news or whatever. And again, just keep your ears, eyes, and everything open to all of it, because you honestly need to see and hear all of it to kind of sometimes decipher what's going on. So, make sure that each and every day you take 10 to 15 minutes out of each day of the week. It could be between washing laundry, dishes, but just spend some time for yourself, some me time. And if you enjoy watching the news or TV or something, just honestly, the best way would be to just not have a phone or TV on. Just get you 10 to 15 minutes of me time. Take some deep breaths in and out, as I always encourage. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, so your nares can filter that air before it reaches your lungs. So, now again, sometimes people have to have some noise. So if you're listening to the news, the radio, whatever, fine. But just get some me time. So if you have not been able to do that, because in our schedules, some of us, they're really, really busy. then make sure you do that on the weekend, even if you work on the weekends. Usually the weekends are a little bit more laid back. Hello, um, Mahmoud, is that how you say it? Mahmoud, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Forgive me if I'm not. Thank you for saying hi in the chat. So if you haven't had time to do that and your weeks are really busy, your weekdays, try to make time to do it on the weekends. And instead of 15 minutes, make it 30 minutes to an hour. 30 minutes to an hour. And of course, I always encourage you guys to exercise an hour a day, 30 minutes minimum, 15 minutes bare minimum. And maybe that can be your me time. That can be your me time. Focus, focus, focus on what you have. Focus on the task at hand. Or just focus, relax, deep breathe. Picture things that you really enjoy in life. You know, practice imagery. Just sitting. Sometimes all it takes is 10 minutes. Getting yourself calm. Take 3 to 5 deep breaths in and out. Let your body just kind of slump and relax. That'll take about a minute or two. Maybe faster than you would like, but we're just saying, we're getting there. We're going to extend it later, okay? And just think about a nice vacation. Think about your favorite things. Things that bring you peace, that keep you calm and relaxed. And do that for 5 to 6 minutes. And then you can do that work on your lunch break. On your snack break. The last minute or two, kind of bring yourself up out of it and get back to work. So find times to take that 15 minutes for yourself. Or again, do it while you're doing something else. Because people often say they don't have time. Take time, make time to do that. And if you can't do it the way you would like during the week, even if you work on the weekends, hopefully things are a little bit slower for you on the weekends. Find some time to get that me time in on the weekends. Maybe it's Saturday, maybe it's Sunday, maybe it's both days. Maybe it's both days. So we got traffic, we got action, we march. All right, he had music too. We had traffic, we had action, we had music. So look at the legs move, watch the legs move. Be encouraged to get up and move in whatever way you choose that best suits you. Get up and dance. Get up and walk. Jog, skip, run. Go swimming. Go skating. All of those things are free. Skating, you might have to pay to skate, but hey, if you have your own personal skates, you can skate right there in the street. Mountain climbing. Did I say that? Hiking. Put some pep in that step. One foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. Move, move, move. Heels, feet, and toes. Heels, feet, and toes. Strike, feet, and toes. Strike, feet, and toes. Heel, strike. Heel, strike, feet, and toes. Heel, strike, feet, and toes. Now, there are a lot of different ways you can walk. And if you have certain issues, there are probably a lot of ways that you should be walking. That's a nugget, okay? If you have certain issues, there are certain ways that you should be walking that's better for your issue or your situation. Thank you for that other thumbs up. I appreciate you. We move with a purpose over here. We move with a purpose. Many days our purpose is kind of moderate, but a lot of days it's like this. We got to get it done. Now, if you have not walked, if you've never walked for exercise, you just walk where you need to go. Haven't done it in a while. Start where you are, and this may be your purpose. This pace may be your purpose. Slow pace, right? Slow pace may be your purpose. If you're used to it a little bit, maybe don't take the time to specifically walk every day and focus on that. Maybe your moderate pace is your purpose. This is fine. Don't overexert yourself. Work your body, work your body. Make sure you don't overexert your body. Work your body, work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. Or a faster pace. A faster pace. Some would call it a brisk walk. But to me, brisk is kind of moderate. So I guess it just depends on how briskly you walk. You want a power walk. Heels, feet, and toes. Heels, feet, and toes. Power walk. So wherever you are, fitness-wise, let that be your pace. And that's your purpose. We move with the purpose over here. And we keep moving consistently. And we're persistent about being consistent. One foot in front of the other. Ladies, are you working on those arms? Those traps? Traps aren't just for men, okay? Traps aren't just for men. Work on those arms, those traps. You don't have to look like the Incredible Hulk, but you want to look nice, all right? It's summertime. It's time for the skinny straps, bikinis, swimsuits, and all that jazz. All that jazz. Bikinis, swimsuits, skinny straps, spaghetti straps, no straps, strapless. Ladies, work on those arms. Are those arms still waving when you stop waving? Work on them. Are those thighs making you feel like there's a little thunder in the area? Work on them. Are those hips hipping, but you feel like they're a little hippie? Work on them. Get up and move. Move. Each person is different. Genetics, your body type. You cannot determine where you lose your fat, but you can determine where you tone your muscles. Okay? Hi, Tammy. How are you, Tammy? Tammy and I think his name is Mamad. I hope I'm saying that right. Mamad and Tammy, hello, how are you? Welcome into the live. And thank you for saying hi. And thank you for the thumbs up. That's what it's about. I don't know you're here if you don't say hi. I appreciate you for saying hi. And to those who don't say hi, believe you me, I understand there are a lot of reasons. People just like to, watch. So either way, if you have said hello, if you have watched for a few minutes or a few seconds and said nothing, you've given a view, so thank you. You've given a view, so thank you. I appreciate you. You can support by watching, by saying hello, leaving a comment. That's the part that really helps, right? I don't beat people up about the likes. I don't fuss about the likes. YouTube knows you're watching, but YouTube definitely sees you when you at least say hello, right? Subscribing if you haven't already, I would appreciate it. Yep, ring my doorbell. Y'all know what I call that. That's my YouTube notification bell. Tap it, select all, so that you'll be notified each and every time I upload a short or we go live, because I'm primarily a shorts channel. And we go live over here in Lions Pride. So you can watch the legs and feet move and watch them keep moving. We walk and talk over here about whatever, whenever, however. As long as it's respectful. As long as it's respectful. We drop nuggets over here. I do not professionally, medically, or clinically assess, diagnose, treat, or evaluate anybody. Follow up, evaluate anybody. We just drop nuggets over here as it relates to health and fitness. You guys drop nuggets. Take those nuggets. Go research. Go and research. Thorough research. Thorough research from reputable sources. Don't just run with the first thing you see on Google. Get up, get a book, get a journal, a medical journal, a professional journal. All right? Those of us who are licensed, certified, and registered, look, we go through a lot. So that's why I just drop nuggets. I'm not dropping information because as I've seen, people will scoop up any little thing you say, try to remember it, and try to regurgitate it. So we don't say a lot. We say just enough to make you get up and research. Get those joints moving. Get those limbs moving. Work your body, work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. Work your body, work your body. Don't overexert your body. Trick your body, trick your body. Sometimes that's the way to work your body. You have to switch things up. You guys know what I want you to do? We use acronyms a lot over here. We take one thing and correlate it with another thing over here to get across meanings. And you know we use the word radar here because that helps me to emphasize the importance of stretching to you guys. Radar starts with R, ends with R. Whenever you're doing your exercises, your workout, you need to start with stretching and end with stretching. And if you need to do so during the middle of your workout, stop whatever exercise you're doing and stretch. Stretch. If you feel those muscles start to tighten up, those joints are still a little clanky. Stop in the middle of whatever you're doing and stretch. Listen to yourself. Listen to your body, how it feels. All right? And of course, always what? Consult your primary healthcare provider, your doctor, your MD, your PA, your physician's assistant, your nurse practitioner, your CRNP, your nutritionist, your dietitian, because half of it for many of us is in the diet, right? You can exercise forever. Seems like you didn't notice that change until you changed the diet, right? Continue to exercise, but focus on both. Focus on both. You've had any injuries in the past? Your physical therapist, your occupational therapist, your personal trainer, your fitness coach, your motivational coach, your psychiatrist, your psychologist. All of these people make up your healthcare team, right? What do I call them every day? The cell, the atom, and you're the nucleus of it. You are your biggest advocate. You are the most important part of that cell. So tell them how you feel. Converse with them, talk with them, keep the lines of communication open between you and them, and keep the lines of communication open between them. Right? When you go to your specialty doctor, let him know what your regular doctor has told you, and let your regular doctor know what your specialty doctor has told you. Keep everybody in the loop. Keep everybody in the loop. You gotta trick your body, switch up, switch up, switch up, switch up, switch up, switch up. Imagine playing basketball. Breaking some ankles, switch up, switch up, switch up, switch up. But keep moving. And move in a way that it counts. Again, if you are a couch potato, and that's not shade, you couch potatoes know who they are. We all get a little couch potato-y sometimes. And you have not exercised in a long time or even ever. Take your time. You know your fitness level. You may be as healthy as an ox, right? Your blood work, your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your glucose, your hormones are balanced. But you just really don't get in any type of physical activity, right? So start getting you some physical activity. I encourage again an hour a day. For those due to time constraints who can't do an hour, 30 minutes. Bare minimum 15. Bare minimum 15. Remember to get in some resistance training, whether you're using equipment, free weights. Get you some resistance training in. At least 4 days a week. Bare minimum 2. And that also depends on your goals. Some people have reached their goals, right? So they don't really have their main goal, or they've gotten to a point where their only goal is to maintain their current fitness level. So maybe they don't have to do weights 4 days a week, resistance training 4 days a week. Maybe 2 will suffice and keep them in the shape that they are. Maybe 1 day of full body workout. Maybe 2 days of a full body workout. And some people choose to do upper body every other day, lower body every other day, and 3 days off. Some people will do 6 days and 1 day off, right? But when it comes to cardiovascular activity, there's nothing wrong with getting that in every day. As long as you feel good and you've gotten the okay to do so, and it's within your fitness level to do so, okay? Always remember that. When we say certain things and we give certain like amounts and times, well, over here in Lions Pride, that's generally speaking for people who are generally healthy or who maybe have 1 or 2 issues. They go to the doctor the way they should, and their exercise regimen, routine, program could be just like a person with no issues. So when we say some of the things that we say, we're generally speaking, and that's why we always say, do not do anything I say or you hear me say or see me do, which we keep it light on here. If you do so at your own risk. Always consult your healthcare team. If you catch the replay, let us know what you thought about on this Thoughtful Thursday. Some people have a thoughtful day every day. We all should. We should be thinking. Our minds, not necessarily racing, but thinking every day. Even if it's just thinking about what we're going to have for dinner, how the kids are doing in school, what you could have done differently at work, with things that happen at work, what your spouse could have done differently at their job. When your next vacation will be. There are so many things you can think about. Positive things. We're going to remember the R words. Relax. We're going to stay on. Maybe we're going to really slow down to get this heart rate down. Go into a true cool down. Because it's getting later. I come on later because it feels better later. And we've done our exercise for today. So when I come on here live, we usually do an hour, sometimes over. But at bare minimum on the live, we can get 30 minutes in and we're straight. So, again, when you wake up, 3 to 5 times throughout your day, and before you go to bed, remember to take those deep breaths in and out. In and out. I had to talk to my neighbor for a second. So, deep breaths in and out upon waking up, before you even sit up to the side of the bed to get out. Okay? 3 to 5 times throughout your day. I'll say about when you wake up, when you go to bed, that's twice. And 3 other times throughout the day, whether you become upset, you know what? You can do it anytime. But say you're having a great day. Just take a minute when you get up, take deep breaths in and out, 3 to 5, before you go to bed. And if you've had a wonderful day, you haven't had to get upset about anything, you should still around right after breakfast or so, do it again. Around lunch, do it again. Around 5 p.m., 6 p.m., do it again. And before you go to bed. And if you get upset, you get perturbed, you get stressed about anything, do it during those times as well. Right? Deep breath in, out. Inhale, exhale. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Pull it in, pull it in, pull it in. Pull in that good oxygen. Allow that oxygen to concentrate your blood. Pull it in. And then exhale, release that CO2. Okay? Release that CO2. Your heart is the most important muscle in your body. It is a pump. It is responsible for pumping that oxygen nutrient and all other nutrients. Focus blood throughout your body, throughout your circulatory system. Okay? Helps to feed those cells, those tissues throughout your body. In and out. Those nares. In through your nose. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. Those nares will filter that air. It'll filter. And please, when you say something, know what you're saying. Don't just repeat things. Know what you're saying. The theory behind it, the education behind it, the logic behind it, the rhyme and reasons behind it. That's why I say we drop nuggets. We drop nuggets. Sometimes the simplest things that really aren't that simple to a lot of people, you hear it being regurgitated in a way that you know where they got it from. Be careful about what you put out. Social media is a place of dissemination. Whatever the things that you say, there may be nobody in your chat, but people sometimes just swipe through and pass through your chat. Sometimes they catch the replay. So be cautious, careful about what you put out, especially if you are not well versed in it. That's why we keep it to a minimum over here. Okay? Don't do anything I say or do. And we keep it mild. We just walk on the lives. On the shorts, we do some resistance training. But don't do any of it. Or anything anybody else does. You know, without knowing your body, listen to your body, and first and foremost, talking to your primary health care team. Again, the apps are a great place for information. But I bet you, any place that you go that gives out any type of health tips, fitness tips, you're going to see professionals. If you're on a professional channel, they're going to give you professional disclaimers. Now, anybody can just throw out any old disclaimer, but they're going to give you professional disclaimers. Because they want you to know, they want you to think about what they're talking about, to move on it, plant seeds. But know that everybody is different. Everybody has a different fitness level. Some people may be on the same level, you know, but there are so many people who are not on the same level. So you have people who are into fitness. They're on a certain level. You may think that they're way, way up here. They may be, but you don't know. So any information that someone puts out, once we put it on these apps, it's disseminated worldwide. And no, it's not your fault if someone hears you say something and decides to do it without consulting their healthcare team. But if you know, like I know, and you have a reason to put out a professional disclaimer, you want to protect your license, your registrations, your certifications, your knowledge, your education, right? Your clinical, professional education. The education you received from a well-established college, university, whatever institution. So put it out, protect yourself professionally, and be mindful that you never know who will see your message. Whether there's one person in your chat, 100, or none, someone will see the message. And you are not responsible for what people do, but what you say, you're saying it for a reason. And like I said, over here, we're dropping nuggets. So the reason we're saying it is so that you can think about what's going on with you, or maybe someone you know and love, or someone you just happen to have a conversation with in the store. And tell them to maybe research this and talk with their healthcare team. Happy Juneteenth to everyone. If you don't celebrate it, don't leave me no comments talking about what is it for, why do we need it. The same reason you need whatever holiday you celebrate is the reason we need Juneteenth. It amazes me how much people want to strip and take things from other sets and other groups of people, but they feel that they're entitled to whatever celebrations they want, whatever holidays they want to recognize, whatever things they want to recognize, whatever things they want to believe. Stop trying to take away things that other people believe. Even when people disagree with me, we just don't have anything to discuss. We don't have anything in common. If we have willing ears to listen to each other, maybe we can understand each other's position a little bit better, or where we're coming from. And if what they are believing in is just downright pure evil, then they're just wrong. Because as human beings, we all know right from wrong. We all know what evil is and what evil does. All right? So, but otherwise, if there are different beliefs, different opinions on the different beliefs, have the conversation and know when to move on. I think the problem is that people don't have the conversations. And a lot of times we don't have the conversations because those fireflies don't have the conversations because we're afraid that we're going to run into that person that disagrees, and then there's going to be an argument. And that happens a lot. But once you run into that person who disagrees and you see that their goal is to argue, let that conversation go. Let that conversation go and save that energy for something. Save that energy for someone who is listening with willing ears. Because it doesn't mean you're going to change a person's perspective, their viewpoint, their opinion, or belief. That's never my goal when having a conversation. But it's to let them know what I know. It's for me to receive what they know. We can converse on whether we see things the same way or not. It may be geographical. You may see it in your area, you may not. You may have seen it in your lifetime, you may not. Have the conversation, but never allow someone to dictate to you what you have been through, what you believe. Now, certain beliefs, again, are just stereotypical and based out of people being just evil. People having a big head, thinking they're better than. We know what those beliefs are. So stick to the topics and conversations with people who are open to dialogue, open to honest dialogue. Watch the legs move. North Carolina. Look at the legs move. Move, move, move. Build up those muscles. Build up those muscles. Build up those muscles so that you'll be able to do your cardio longer. Your endurance will improve. Your stamina will increase. Your stamina will improve. Your stress will go down. Hopefully, your stress will go down. Hopefully. So remember, get your resistance weight training in. Get that in, get those muscles toned, get those muscles stronger, more powerful, and hopefully you'll be able to do your cardio longer. Your cardio longer. Stretch. Remember to do those dynamic stretches and your static stretches. Your dynamic stretches, know when to do them and when to do your static stretches. Know what your isometric exercises help you with. See, we drop nuggets now, nuggets. We don't go into great detail. Know what your isometric exercises help you with and what your isotonic exercises help you with. Remember, relax, relate, release. Relate to what you can, release all bad and negative energy, people, and situations as much as you can. Relate to things that you feel are important enough to relate to. Sometimes they aren't always things you agree with, but relate to things that you feel like are important enough to relate to, right? Rejuvenate, reevaluate yourself, your situations, people around you. Restore. Remember who you were, who you are, and who you would like to be. Revisit some things you used to do that brought you joy, peace, calmness. Revisit those things. Respect. Respect yourselves and show respect to others. Now, you won't always be able to respect everybody. Sadly, that is just the case. In my opinion, everybody is due respect until they show you otherwise. Everybody is due respect until they show you otherwise. And a lot of times people are so quick to say somebody's disrespectful based on what they saw them do to someone else or say to someone else. You start to fall in the category of a follower then. A follower. So respect yourself. Make sure that you are respected. Because where you're not respected, leave those areas, leave those situations, and leave those people. Leave those areas, leave those situations, and leave those people. You don't have to listen to the excuses about the disrespect. Just leave those areas, leave those places, and leave those people. Leave those situations. And sometimes you can't always leave those situations. It might be on the job. It might be at work. You got to work, to provide for your family and yourself. So the best thing to do then is still leave the situation. See if you can rectify the situation. If it cannot be rectified, that's when you work on moving to a better situation, getting a better job, getting a new job. It may not necessarily be better, but Sometimes you're on a job and you come to a point where you just can't take that job anymore, or the people on that job. And the best thing to do is just to move on. So we got a little bit of traffic. I don't know where it's going. So we march, we pull those legs up, working on those hip, hip, hip flexors. Those hip flexors, pull those legs up. Working on those knees, those knee joints, those hip flexors, those ankles, those feet. Remember, stretch before your workout, stretch after. Radar. R is for stretching. A is your warm up. D is your workout exercises. A is your cool down. And R is your stretching. Think of it as radar or think of it as level. Level. Starts with L, ends with L. Starts with R, ends with R. Over here in Lions Pride, we eat M&Ms. We know that we don't eat the chocolate ones or the peanut ones. We eat M&Ms. Modification and moderation. Sometimes you have to modify your diet, your exercises, and you have to eat in moderation. You have to exercise in moderation, depending on your fitness level. Remember that four-letter word self. It is a great prefix. It's okay to be selfish sometimes, okay? It's okay to be selfish. Take some time for you. Everybody's putting their family first, which is great. Hopefully we're putting God first, then family and friends. But, put yourself first sometimes so that you can continue to put them first. So God's going to always be first, then family. So sometimes after God, you need to put yourself so that you can take care of the family that you love and the friends that you love who are like family. And remember who truly are your friends, okay? Who truly are your friends. Don't be so quick to say friends. It is a tricky word. Use your discernment, your intuition, and sometimes your test. And there ain't nothing wrong with your test. If that's the way you do, that's the way you do. Somebody doesn't like it, they do things the way they do, and you can't change that. Tests are for a reason. People pass or fail. Simple as that. They pass or fail. Simple as that. If you don't like taking tests, don't take the test. But you cannot control when someone puts you through one, because you don't even know it. You don't even know it. I think we all test each other, or we test people that we come in contact with for reasons, especially when people show you certain types of behavior, whether they're trying to be close to you, whether they're being disrespectful to you in a slick, sly way, whatever reason it is your business. If you want to test them, test them. You test your family members. People don't like it. There are a lot of things that people don't like. But guess what they do? They build a bridge and they get over it. The same way we all have to do at some point. There have been plenty of things I didn't like. But I had to build a bridge and get over it. Or you go around it to the left, around it to the right. You might have to go up under it and come back up on the other side. But each person is each person. We're all individuals. We have all been raised. We are all who we are. Whether we took a little bit from mom, dad, older siblings, aunties, uncles, grandparents, we are who we are. So who is it for another grown adult to try to tell you how to be? They can't. They go a frog. Y'all know we encounter these frogs over there. Oh, he want to go the other way. He want to go the other way. Look at him jumping. He wants to go the other way. I love frogs. Yep. I love frogs. I love insects. The fireflies that we see. Some people call them lightning bugs, depending on where you are. Those. I love bumblebees. Now, I don't like wasps. There's something about them. They look a little... Bumblebees look a little crazy too. But they're just so small and round. And a wasp can look like a demon or something. I don't know. But I love bumblebees. I love fireflies, lightning bugs. Love frogs. Love turtles. I love reptiles. I love certain insects. And certain insects, no, no. So remember, we were on self. It's okay to be selfish. Remember, self-love, self-motivation. You guys already know my motto about that now. I motivate young people and kids. I'm not trying to motivate any old, grown, seasoned adults. You seek your motivation from God and from those who know and love you. Now, once you have gotten started in whatever goals that you have, I love encouraging you to continue to do the things that you have realized you need to do that are conducive to your growth. That is conducive to you just meeting your goals and aspirations. So yes, encourage, motivation, synonymous words, but I choose encouragement when it comes to adults. Motivation when it comes to younger people and kids. And we can receive motivation from anybody, honestly. From a local panhandler, from a person living under the bridge. You ever sat and had a conversation with them? Sometimes they are the most jovial people. They are the most educated people. They have the most life lessons under their belts. And even when they don't have a lot of life lessons under their belts, they have a pretty major ones, some good ones, okay? They have good nuggets. They have good nuggets to drop on you, good jewels. So listen to them. Listen to an elder person teach a young one. And in some cases, you can teach an elder one and learn from a young one. Always remember that. Always remember that. So that being said, I do seek motivation from God, from other adults who I truly know, have had relationships with for years, who know me. I know them. We know our ups and downs. We've had our ups and downs, our arguments, our falling outs, our making back up. They're like family when they're not family. And try your best to just, do the best that you can. As I always say, and like a lot of people say, it's not the world, it's the people. We talk about these birds and animals and the way they communicate with each other and how sometimes it's so much better than the way humans communicate with each other. When we're listening to these birds out here and other animals, other insects, other whatever it is that we're hearing, they have ways of communicating. And they communicate sometimes in more intelligent ways than humans. Even though humans are the highest form of life on earth, okay, on earth, we can watch animals, listen to animals communicate with each other many times in so many ways that are much more effective than what humans do. So remember, self-commitment, what will he say first? Self-love, self-commitment, self-motivation. Motivate your damn self, okay? Self-improvement, self-recognition. You gotta recognize yourself sometimes. Yes, it's okay to pat yourself on the back. Sometimes, if you don't, who will? Self-recognition, self-acknowledgement, those things are real. Be self-informed. Know who you are. Don't get so tangled up in cliques and cliques or doing for other people or doing other things till you kind of start to forget. I mean, the way you function in life, will be based on the way you are, who you are. But sometimes we can get so enthralled into situations and circumstances that you forget who you are. Or you don't acknowledge it anymore. You're so set on trying to get on the phone to talk to this person, or get on the phone to talk to that person. Go online and see this. Go on live and see this. Go here and see this. Go here and see that. And what have our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents and aunties and uncles always taught us? 24 hours in a day, 12 to mind your own business and 12 to stay out of other people's business. So that doesn't mean you sit somewhere and you're alone all the time. That means you mind your business, whether it pays you or not. Because people are always talking about mind the business that pays you, and sometimes no business pays you. But you mind your business. And those times where you insert yourself into other business, seek for positive outcomes. Seek to be, to insert yourself in a positive way. Not in a way that's to tear down or to continue the stuff. Now, everybody's not going to always agree with you. Just like I say, I'm about positivity over here. Believe it or not, people will come over here when they can't get you to believe as they believe or follow, or they don't like something you do, then it's suddenly you're not positive. Now, I'm still positive. I just don't need you as a leader. All right? Be your own leader. We got music coming up, y'all. So we about to get out of here. I've done enough of the self words. Enough words with the prefix self. I said the prefix. We're going to go over one more time. Okay? Self-love. Self-motivation. Motivate your damn self. Self-commitment. Self-improvement. Self-acknowledgement. Self-evaluation. Self-respect. Self-monitor. Monitor yourself. Monitor your behavior. Sometimes it takes us to sit down and remember, like picture the actions that we've done and be like, I shouldn't have done that. That wasn't good. That wasn't right. Or even if not something you should have or should not have done, something you could have done a different way. It could be something that turned out good. In hindsight, it's 2020, you're like, I could have did it and did it even faster that way. And it would have been just as good or even better. So, self-evaluation, self-improvement, self-acknowledgement, of course, self-motivation, of course, self-dedication, self-love, self-respect, self-control. We all lose control from time to time, or maybe not from time to time, but maybe we have at some point in time. And that's okay. That's okay. Regroup. Go back to the R words and regroup, right? Reestablish, replenish, refocus, rebuild, restore, reset, and restart. Thank you guys for coming over here in Lion's Pride. I appreciate you. We've done the R words, we've done the F words, and now we have gotten to the point where don't let bother people bother you. Don't let bother people bother you. Don't let stressed people stress you out. Don't let, if you find yourself in a misery lounge, don't allow someone to cause misery for you unnecessarily. Okay? People go through enough stuff in their lives at some point. Maybe they're not going through anything right now. Hopefully nobody's going through anything right now. But why be the cause of more chaos for someone? So if you find yourself in a misery lounge, in a misery place, any platform, a space that seems like that person may not even be miserable, but they may enjoy seeing you be miserable, grab your grip and go. If they come into your ecosystem, your environment, your platform, your space, tell them to grab their grip and go, better known as GTGAG. And if you got to grab your grip and go, GYGAG. GYGAG. So you guys know what I wish you. As always, the two fingers up and what? The forefinger and the middle finger. I wish you peace, positivity, and prosperity. Peace, positivity, and prosperity. And you always know why. Because without peace, there's chaos and havoc. All right? Without positivity, there's negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity live, I'm not going to say you won't prosper, but wherever they are, if they're affecting you, it can affect your ability to prosper to your fullest potential. So we want peace, positivity, and prosperity so that you can prosper to your fullest potential and walk patiently and peacefully into your purpose. Patiently, peacefully, proudly, any combination of those, walk that way into your purpose. That's one of the reasons we walk and talk. As we walk in these laps, up and down the streets, up and on your treadmill, whatever you're walking on, your walking pad, walking in place, you have goals, right? So you're walking peacefully, hopefully patiently, into your purpose. Thank you guys again. We're going to walk it out this 1.5 to 2 minutes. And I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk in Lions Pride. And watch the legs move. Watch the legs and feet move. Watch the legs and feet move. Heels, feet, and toes. Heels, feet, and toes. Heels, feet, and toes. Heels, feet, and toes. Tone up those calves. Tone up those calves. Tone up those legs, ladies. Tone up those arms, ladies. Tone up those calves, those legs, and those arms, men. Summer is here. Sorry about that hand motion. Summer is here. Get up and move. Keep moving. Hopefully it will allow you to feel good. Okay? So focus on feeling. Focus on feeling. FOF. Focus on feeling. Focus on feeling. Focus on feeling good. So that you will look good, play good, work good, perform good. Focus on feeling. Again, thank you guys for joining me. It has been an hour. It was supposed to be 30 minutes. Look, we just keep moving. We keep moving. We keep moving. And we move with a purpose. We move with a purpose. We move with something on my shoe. I know it's not gum. Because y'all, I'm always looking for gum. It feels like a rock. I'm trying to go crisscross, crisscross. Yeah, it feels like a rock. It's gone now. It's gone now. So I'll see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk in Lives Pride. If you catch the replay, leave a comment and tell me what you're thoughtful. What have you thought about today that made you feel good? What have you thought about today that can be a goal, a means of improvement? Okay? What are you even thankful for? You could be Thankful Thursday as well. I prefer Thoughtful Thursday, which we should be thankful for each and every day and thoughtful as well. Bye, y'all.